What's up, language challengers? It's been a while, I know, sorry. I've been a bit busy with moving to my new apartment, so yeah, you might have realized with this new background, improvised setting right here, because my film set is not done yet. So actually, let me really quickly show you this improvised setting right here. So we have the two clamp lights, and yes, those are my PS3 and 4 games and Xbox One. Very professional, I know. And in the background we have Tifa and Ares from Final Fantasy VII. I love Final Fantasy. So, yeah, I always wanted to do these more vlog type of videos where I can talk about anything related to language learning and maybe discuss certain questions that you might have, so let me know. Yeah, I will call this the Challenge Yourself series, because I do think one of the most important things in life is to gradually improve a certain skill or craft of yours, and by doing so you are hopefully following a passion that you have. So yeah, and today's topic is about how to be more consistent / disciplined with language learning. So I mean, let's be honest, we all have said or heard stuff like, I don't have the talent for this and that, for languages for example, or I used to study Chinese but then this and that happened so I had to stop. Or my personal favorite, I'm so busy, I don't have the time to study new languages. Well, if that's the case, I don't think time or time management is the issue here. It's more like learning Chinese is not, for example, Chinese, it's not on your top priority list right now, which is absolutely fine. But if you really want to learn a new language, we all know that you need to be more consistent, more disciplined, right? So yeah, in terms of discipline and motivation, I know that's a huge topic and there are so many different factors, but for this video I'd like to share with you 4 tips that helped me quite a lot in terms of consistency. Let's go! Tip number 1, start off by studying only 30 minutes per day. You don't necessarily need hours and hours to attend a school or, let's say, evening class. I actually started studying Chinese in evening classes. I did that for 6 months, but eventually I realized that I did not learn much because I was not willing to pay to spend time outside of those evening classes at home studying by myself. So my point here is it's a lot more effective if you study or improve your skill every single day, even if it's just 30 minutes, instead of spending 2-3 hour blocks like twice a week. So if you're super busy, you could do like 15 minutes in the morning, let's say revising vocabulary, flashcards for example, or listening to audio of your target language, and then in the evening another 15 minutes reading or practice writing for example. So yeah, I mean, I think we all have 30 minutes per day. And on the other hand, I also understand that it's easier said than done because it has to do with building a new habit, which can be very difficult, as we all know. I actually talked about building habits in another video, which I will link here. It's basically about this book right here, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, which I highly recommend. Very interesting book. So if you want a summary of that book, here is the video. Tip number 2, have a clear goal in mind. So ask yourself, why are you studying that language? Is it because you need to pass an exam in school, or do you want to get a specific certificate, or is it for a job? Is it for travel? So your answer might be, yeah, I really want to go to Japan next summer, so I need to study some basic Japanese, which is fine, but the problem here with that goal is it's way too vague. So if you say, well, next summer I will go to Japan, then you might think, yeah, so one day I will start learning, right? So whatever. The point here, or the important thing here, is you need to have monthly, weekly, or even better, daily goals as well. So you need to know exactly what you need to do to achieve that goal of yours. For example, right now I am preparing for the Chinese certificate HSK level 4, and I know exactly what my current level is. So I know, okay, for example, okay, for this week my goal is to finish this chapter in this course book, so I will study at least 30 minutes per day, doing this and that, focusing on this and that to get that goal. And yeah, that's very important. Have weekly, or if possible even daily goals as well. Don't just say, well, yeah, next year I will go to Japan, so I need to study that language, right? Yeah, try to be as specific as possible with your goal setting. Tip number 3, I just said that goals are important, yes, but even more important is to enjoy the journey. A lot of people are very impatient when it comes to anything nowadays. So the trick here is, instead of focusing too much on your goals, you need to be satisfied and proud of every little progress that you make after, let's say, after every 30 minutes session, right? So that way you can keep up your motivation for the long run. And ideally, you would have a learning journal where you can write down, okay, today I learned this new grammar point here, I learned these new vocabulary, so you know exactly what your current level is, and that is also crucial crucial to keep you motivated, keep you disciplined and more consistent with your language studies. Tip number 4, talk with other people about your new challenges. Let's say you want to learn Chinese. Make it official. You don't need to be that crazy like me and create a whole YouTube channel and whatnot, but hey, it worked for me, and I love to share my passion with other people and hopefully motivate them to pick up a new language as well. So do not study all by yourself, and well, like I did when I studied Japanese. I studied all by myself for about 3 years, and yeah, it wasn't very motivating to do that by myself all alone. You could, for example, look for a language partner so that you can meet up every week, for example, and that's one of the main reasons that keep me motivated, because I know every week I will meet with my language partner, so this keeps my my language studies more consistent. So those are my 4 tips to become more consistent with language learning. So number 1 was to spend at least 30 minutes per day. Number 2, to have clear goals in mind, also weekly and daily goals. Number 3, enjoy the journey. Be proud of every little progress that you make. Number 4, make it official. Talk with people that actually care about language learning. And yeah, hopefully those tips are useful to you as well. If you have other tips, let us know in the comment section below. Let's help each other out, and I hope you like this new series. And yeah, speaking of consistency, I will try to upload at least 1 episode every Monday. So let's see how consistent I'm going to be. See you next time. See ya. Oh, and don't forget to challenge yourself.